Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the UX Voyager. I hope you're having a peaceful day just like me. I can actually taste the peace in the atmosphere. Last week, I talked about how AI won't be the end of you, and today, we'll talk about something that's not buzzing, but actually happening. You were chatting with your friend on WhatsApp about a product that you would love to buy. And randomly scrolling through Instagram, you get an ad to buy this product. Another day, another struggle. You went on the website to probably browse for something, and immediately you load the website, you got hit with this massive pop up about cookies. And there's usually two buttons, one colorful one that is saying accept all, and another tiny green one that is saying manage settings, which is harder to find than your missing ribs. Then if you actually click on that manage setting, you'll see endless list of toggles and options. Those things look like they were designed to confuse you, and that can be very, very annoying. You now start wondering, now by force to collect cookies. But here is the real problem. Most of us don't even know what cookies actually are. And when I'm saying cookies, I'm not talking about Danish cookies that our mother have repurposed their containers in our household today, where you'll be finding PIN, office PIN, safety PIN, and all that. So let's break it down. Let's understand what cookies are. Imagine you walk into your favorite local canteen, and the food vendor there already knows how you buy your food. It is the usual rice 100, macaroni 10, dodo 10, eromeji omoko. The food vendor even know how often you come there. They would ask you, why didn't you come last week Friday? You probably know that you have been given a nickname and they know you don't like Tinuero. Offals, like the Englishman will say. That's basically what cookies do on a website. So cookies are like a small files that remember everything about you. Some cookies are actually helpful. Those are the ones that helps you with like your language preference or keeping items in your shopping cart. Now think about your food vendor who does not only remembers what you bought, but follows you to other people's shops to see what else you are buying. Then gathers all this information and gives it to another food vendor. There's a word for it. Creepy, right? So we have three types, or I have categorized cookies into three types. The first one are the helpful ones. These ones help you remember your login details or shopping cart items. They are like the food vendor who remembers your regular order. Then the second category, I would like to say the analytic ones. This one tracks how you use a website, which pages you visit often. They are like a shop security camera, watching where customers go and what they look at. And finally, we have the tracking ones. This one follows you across different websites and they build a profile about you. They are like your village people following you from place to place, taking note about every single thing you do. So why should you care? Imagine every website you visited was recorded. Every item you looked at was noted. Every article you read was tracked. All this information was gathered and they were sold to companies you don't know about. You'll be seeing things like, can we use your personal information elsewhere? Most of us might not notice, but sometimes it is usually written there. So it is like having someone following you around Answani Market with a notebook, writing down everything you look at or buy. Then they sell this information to other traders. So now that you have understood what cookies are and how they work, does it end there? No. I want to take us to another part of things, which is also like the cookies. They call it ethical data collection. So you pick up your mobile phone, download an application, and at the point of signing up, to use a small or simple feature, it asks for your phone number It asks for your email, asks for location access, asks for access to your contacts, access to your photos, and even asks for your mother's maiden name. What have they not asked for? And there's the innocent you just tapping allow, allow, allow without thinking twice. Anyways, I am guilty as charged as well. But here's the thing, in Nigeria, this casual approach to our data has consequences too. We believe we have an interesting relationship with privacy. There are certain parts of our lives that we think, yeah, or we often protect as private. But when it comes to digital footprints, many of us give away our information like palliative. We don't think about it twice. Phew, we have thrown it out there. Click here to accept our terms of and condition and privacy policy. Bam, you have accepted. You did not read that terms and condition. Me and you, we know. So let me educate you on something. First, there's a knowledge gap. Many users don't fully understand what happens to their data when it is collected. And in 2023, there's a survey that said that 70% of Nigerian smartphone users cannot explain what data permissions actually mean. So they just grant them to apps. They don't know what they mean. Another thing is, when you are doing this allow, it comes with this immediate gratification. Okay, now I'm progressing with what I need to do now. So when this app asks for all this information, the benefit is clear and immediate. You get to use their service and you move on with your life. But the risks, they are abstract and they don't often come now. They come later in the future. So this creates something I call the privacy paradox, where our stated concerns does not match our actual behavior. Another interesting thing is that we have this unique cultural context. We are not like the Westerners. So in many Nigerian communities, sharing information like that has been very traditional and more communal. So this cultural openness sometimes transfers to digital spaces. But the crucial difference is that online, your data is not just shared with your community. They have collected it, analyzed it, and potentially sold it to other companies. So what does this ethical data collection really mean? Or why does it matter? Let me break things down for designers, for example. When you are designing, please only collect what you need. If your app does not need location access to function, don't ask for it, period. Explain why you need certain data in plain and simple language. I'll give you an instance. We need your location to show you nearby restaurants. Clear and simple, c'est fini. But if you are now using a legal jargon that requires a lawyer or a law degree to decipher, then there will be a problem. For example, we may use your geographic position to optimize location-based service and provide personalized experience. Yeah. Please, don't do that. Give users actual choices. Don't give them the illusion of choice. So, as it's easy for them to opt in, let it be also easy for them to opt out. And you don't get to punish those who chose privacy by limiting your core functionality. Most importantly, collect all data and make sure that they are properly secured, they are regularly audited, and when you don't need them anymore, delete everything. So if you are using data for advertising or selling it to third parties, be upfront about it. Don't bury it on page 17, section 1 into 2 of your whatever privacy policy. That does not count as being upfront. That's very shady. So we know that most Nigerians, they access their application or they access websites and all these things via their mobile phones. So when we are looking into mobile phones and you're asking for permission, always do so contextually. Don't ask for cameras access when they first open your app. Wait until they actually need to use the camera before you before you ask them for access. If your app tracks location, provide clear benefits for this feature. There's also one younger brother of the elephant that is in the room that has been hiding, but we are also going to address that, which is data consumption. MTN recently increased their tariffs, and there has been noise all over Twitter, Instagram, and MTN is even releasing something and saying, forgive and forget. If I forget, may I bend? Many Nigerians are actually on measured data plans. Unlimited. Very few Nigerians do that. Many of us are actually on measured data plan. And when you are using an application, there is a background data transfer that happens. I'm not saying on every application though, but there are usually background data transfer on many applications. And these things cost you money. So if you are collecting and sending large amount of user data, this is not just going to be a privacy issue then. It's going to be an economic one. And when it comes to ethical design, it means that we are being mindful of these costs. We are not just user experience, user interface. We are actually mindful, at least we say we have empathy, right? So we are actually mindful of this cost. So if you're a designer, I'll say some ways, which I've been mentioning it though, but I'll say some ways to implement ethical data practices in your designs. So explain the benefits clearly and ask for these things progressively, not all at once. Use plain languages. I've explained that as well. Try as much as possible to avoid something that needs a lawyer to be translated. Show deny or reject button. Let it also be prominent, just like you have offered the allow button. So you also want to, in your test scenario, you also want to make sure that you cater for privacy. So include privacy scenarios in your user testing. Ask your users to explain what they think about what's happening with their data. Observe how they interact with this permission request. Gather out their feedback. Understand their trust and comfort level. I know we have NDPR rule, but regulations alone are not enough. So as a designer and product team, I believe that we should embrace privacy by design. We have a unique responsibility. We are often the last line between business interest and user protection. So let's advocate for ethical data practices. We are not just following regulation, but we are building trust, which is the foundation of any successful digital product. And I want you to remember this. If you cannot remember everything I've been saying so far, at least remember this, that privacy is not just something you see as a checkbox for compliance sake. It is about respecting human dignity in this digital era that we are in. Every time we ask users for data, we are asking for their trust. So let's make sure that this trust they are giving to us, we actually deserve it. That's if we have any iota of humanity in us. So please, let's make sure we deserve it. Next time you are designing a form or a permission flow or deciding what data to collect from your users, Yoruba will say for a shiro arai, like put yourself in that person's shoe. Is this something you'll be comfortable with parting with if you were the user in that case? Do you ask questions like, do you actually have control over your data? So if the answer to any of this is no, then it's time to rethink that approach. Anyways, I've taken a lot of your day today. My name is Mubarak Babajide and I'm your host. Stay tuned and see you on the next one. Bye.